I was scared. I was shaking. I was like, I have run on national television. I have run in front of thousands upon thousands of people, pen relays by myself. Like, I've never been more nervous than that point right there. Like, I was drenched in sweat. Like, I'm happy they didn't show it because my piss stains were crazy.
Welcome to Tronda Talk with Tronda. Grow, heal, inspire. Y'all, I got Miss Brownie here. The gorgeous, the cute Miss Brownie.
Thank you.
Brownie, why they call you Brownie?
They call me Brownie because my last name is Brown and my first name is Amanda. Super basic name. Grew up with about 25 Amandas in all my classes. So when I played sports, everybody gets a nickname. Mine just so happened to be Brownie. It's stuck and everyone loves brownies.
I like Brownie.
Good.
I like Brownie. No, don't even ask those kind of questions. I just want them to understand why we call you Brownie.
Yeah.
Brownie, you got out on warships.
Yeah.
And you was a captain.
I was.
Let's talk about it.
Took down my whole squadron.
And now we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Like, get the depressing stuff out the way first.
Yes. Oh, it's still a little sore.
I know you
time later.
cried too, y'all.
I did.
She saw it again, so it was very much real.
It was very rough.
Yeah. So what happened?
So, I mean, everybody thought it was
were like at that time. Yeah, everybody thought it was.
We all thought it was tug of war, and then we're sitting there and we realized it can't be tug of war just because of, like, the length, like how long everything feels. We're like, oh, tug of war should have been over in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. That's why I was waiting.
We were waiting around, so I'm like, there's no way unless they're making each person tug of war each other person in the line. I was like, hey, it could happen, but going in there, I was super excited because I love playing games. Like, I've played games my whole life, and the real one, battleships, is something I play very often. Like, I used to play almost every day.
Yeah.
I have 4 different types in my house. So I was excited to play, but I didn't volunteer to be captain like everybody else did. I volunteered. They chose me, okay? Run the tape back. They chose me to be captain. I was not going to put myself in that position at all whatsoever. I love being a leader. I do think I'm a natural born leader, but that was just a little bit more risky than just standing in a boat.
Yeah, it was.
And our game was really close, as you could see. It was literally like
responsibility there too.
Yeah. And that's why I said, if anybody feels anything in their gut, tell me. Because it's not just my game that's on the line. It's everyone's game that's on the line. So I wanted to be really diplomatic about it. You tell me if you feel something, if you know where they're going to hit. Like, I can bring all the strategy I know from the games in, like from Battleship in. But at the end of the day, I wanted to give them a say because it's their game too.
Absolutely.
So who am I to just run the whole thing and dictate the whole thing? Now, if I dictate the whole thing and we won, nobody would be upset. No. But I would still feel like I didn't give them a chance.
What's interesting, I wished you were here last night because I had no idea it was Daryl was your lieutenant.
Daryl was my lieutenant, yeah.
I had no idea. Y'all, it's like crazy. We were not saying, we're all on here together. And I did not put the 2 and 2 together until I talked with Daryl. And when I said that, I was like, oh, God dang it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I mean...
Yeah, I wish we were here to, like, talk about it together. I didn't think about it either, honestly.
Did not think about it because she was telling me how much of she's a game designer and all that. And it was like, just to see y'all, I would have loved to see what that looks like. We might have to I might have to pull it together, get back on.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, even if you had to do like a stat call, I'm here for it. I love Daryl. I talk to her all the time. I test out some of her games. She sends them to me. I play them with my friends. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love her games. Her games are fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
They can be PG or turkey. So, they're really fun.
So when you was with Daryl and you guys were deciding on whatever that was y'all deciding to do, and you said it's a team, so both of y'all just listened to whatever they were saying to y'all. How did that?
I was trying to, but they were so nervous. Like, you could hear people on the other side. So if they were talking loud enough, you could hear exactly where their position was, which is how I kind of knew where they were in the first place. But the gotcha was our boards, even though they were the same, they were inverse of each other. So my A was here, but their A was there.
Right.
So in the beginning, which they don't show, I was shooting where I heard them. but it was technically on the wrong side.
Paul Brown.
Yeah.
She said I didn't play it.
I played it so much. I was like, I played this game so many times, but
trying to be our captain, and then you nervous.
I was scared. I was shaking. I was
Yeah.
like, I have run on national television. I have run in front of thousands upon thousands of people, pen relays by myself. Like, I've never been more nervous than that point right there. Like, I was drenched in sweat. Like, I'm happy they didn't show it because my pistons were crazy.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So what happened? What was your feeling in your chest, or what was your feeling when your first ship went out?
When my first ship went out, I was just, I was devastated because I knew that if I was shooting in the right place where I heard them, we would have got them. Like,
Yeah.
we would have taken them out super quickly.
The idea was there.
The idea was there. But when I saw that first ship go down, it was like most of the people that I was closest to in the games at the time. Like, you don't see it on the show, obviously. They don't show all of the character development, all the relationships, but it really hurt me. That's why I started crying immediately. I was like, oh, well, even if I win, my friends, I cost them their shot at $4.56 million.
Yes.
That's how I took it, because they really couldn't talk because we didn't want to give away the location.
Right.
So I took on pretty much all the responsibility. I was like, I would tell them point at things, but ultimately I'm the one putting the peg in the hole. I'm the one choosing where that bomb's going to be dropped. And I'm the one who has to deal with the fact that even if I go back to the dorms, there's 5 people that weren't coming with me, and I'm the captain. It's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
So I started crying.
I could not. You cried before you left the game.
I sure did. I didn't cry any other time. I was having the time of my life up until that day, and I was like, oh,
So I saw you.
it hurt.
That had you on one of the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
That was you crying.
Yeah, they got me crying
Got you crying.
on national television, international television. It's the only time I'm like crier.
I know. Lord, to know this about me, and I ain't ashamed either.
Yeah.
I probably cried too.
That's the thing. It shocked my whole family when we watched it together. They were just like, you're crying? And you're letting people hug you?
Really?
I'm not a hugger at all. I usually don't hug people. Like, this game has really changed me.
We gonna get into that. I didn't know that, because that's not the person that I know.
Yeah. This game has really changed me in a
Wow.
big, big way.
Y'all, and I don't know that person that she's talking about. I know this person that I see now, this hugger, this, I know this brand.
Yeah.
Oh, glad I met you now.
I did, yeah. I'm like, ooh, high five. I'm right. Yeah. That was like the extent of it.
Wow.
But yeah, and our game was really close.
Yeah.
So going back and forth, I still had hope each and every time I put a peg in that, we're going to hit them. I kept like saying little things to kind of boost up the crowd. I was like, all right, this is the one. Sometimes it will be the one. Sometimes it wasn't. Right. Or I'd be like, all right, guys, we're getting back to the dorms. Like, I would just say little things to try to motivate them, keep them into it.
Affirmations as well.
Mm-hmm. Just to calm them down, because they have no control at that point. They're just standing in a ship. That's why I tried to tell me where you want me to go. That way, if you're wrong, we're both wrong.
Right.
But at least you had a say in it.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Did not.
That's okay. Well, that part is over.
It is.
It's done.
Thank goodness. I can start healing.
Yes,
start healing now.
Exactly. You what was your experience like going through Red Light Green Light?
Red Light really was a mess. Oh my goodness. It was. You had a bunch of nerves, and nobody wants to go home. You fly all the way out there. You're in quarantine. You meet all these people, even though we weren't supposed to be talking to each other. You meet all these people, and it's something that it's like, this can be an attainable goal for me if I just make it past this game. But that game was hard. We were there for hours. It was below freezing. We were starving. We had to go to the bathroom. And like, you were holding your position for sometimes up to 40 minutes, which no one really knows about. And I'm pretty sure other people have told you too. Like, it was brutal. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
It's that Showtime stuff. 5 minutes is 10 minutes. 10 minutes is really 10 hours.
Yeah. And that's what it was. It was around 10 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, that's crazy. Yeah. I
But
can't even imagine doing that. When you was going across, what motivated you to get across?
My toes was frozen.
Was that what it was?
That was it. Yeah, I was like, it's cold out. It's really cold.
So you ain't in the game. You ain't even thinking about nothing.
I was not thinking about no money. I was not thinking about any food. I was like, if I have to amputate my toes, like, I'm not gonna be able to wear open toe shoes. I'm not gonna be able to go on vacation.
So she said it was a little veinness. I figured
It was. My toes were so like I did not feel my feet, and like I had hand warmers in my pants pocket, so my hands were fine. But I felt like I was ice skating almost because I could not feel my feet. So Taya was the first one to go across. The second group got across, and I was literally so close to the line. I was just like, "Oh goodness!"
So you wouldn't have asked like the second,
I was technically the third group that went across. But yeah, I would have been the second group if I was just like owned up to my track star abilities and just ran. I was like, it was like 5 seconds of a song. I could have made that. Something just in my mind was like, just be more careful.
Yes,
but
you don't want to. Yeah, you got this far. You definitely want to be more careful.
Mm-hmm. But at that last moment, I was like, it's too cold. I've been here for hours. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go to the dorms and see everything and honestly get warm.
Yeah,
the warmth was my goal.
That was it.
Yes, it was my motivator. I was like, I want to be here and win this money, but can't do that if I got no feet.
Absolutely, you cannot. When you did cookies, what did you have?
I had circle.
Yes, circle. Was it?
It was easy. Some people did break it, but I think it's because it was so easy they kind of rushed it and took it for granted. But yeah, it was super easy. And they didn't show a big part of it, which was me and Chad. We made a pact in our group. Hey, it was me, Chad, Figgy, Dr. Rick, and a bunch of other people. Daryl was with us as well. We made a pact that when you finish, just stay there and don't leave everybody hanging. People started getting up and leaving as soon as they were finished. I was like, oh my goodness.
I got time for you.
Yeah, they were like, well, no, I finished, we're going.
We got the time, we got the space, energy in my head. We worried about you, do what you do. I'm sorry, it's me or you.
Yeah, I would look up at them every time like, oh, I'm serious. Like, you're leaving me right now. Yes, but Chad was one of the last in our group to actually finish, so I sat there with him because
you actually stayed.
I've stayed by him. Like he was my number one in this game from day -3 when we checked into the hotel and I met him before we handed our devices. Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
literally stayed back, and did they know? They
knew. Yeah, the producer, they were trying to get me to leave because we're not supposed to help people with their cookies, but I was like, I'm not leaving him. Like we made a promise. Everybody else didn't follow through with it, but I mean, I'm going to follow through with my promises, especially for someone that I have grown to care about so much in such a short period of time. Like I felt like at that point in the game, we were all each other had. Like our alliance was all each other had. So
Zach made it through.
He did.
Okay. Well, how much time do you have left on the clock?
Not long. not long at all.
What happened if he could wait? What if it got to 30 seconds? What would you do then?
I really don't know because in my heart of hearts, I already knew that he was going to get through it. He just had to calm down. So that was pretty much my motivation for staying there. I was like, just calm down. You'll be okay. He's also a bigger guy. So I was like, don't break it. He's like, you got big hands. Yeah. Like, just take your time. Like, you have time.
Yeah.
And within like 30 seconds of me sitting there, like, he popped it out. It was good. But they didn't show it, guys.
Oh.
They didn't show the love we have for each other.
That's all right, though.
That was actually my favorite moment in the games because, like, after we walked out together, we got our things checked together after they said we passed. But, like, we just hugged each other for, like, 30 seconds.
And there was no penalty for you to do that.
No.
That was really nice. That was real nice of you, Brownie.
Oh, thank you. I was like, I would want someone to stay there for me if I were struggling with that. I wouldn't want to be by myself or feel like I was by myself because if I went back into the dorms, I'd be like, y'all really left me. Y'all were not thinking about me at all.
Did you tell them when we went back to the dorms? Did you?
But, yeah, I was like, what happened? What happened to the promise we made?
Great.
I understand because they were just nervous. They were like, okay, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
So I couldn't hold it against them. But I was like,
remember that.
I remember it.
Next time, Mr. and Mrs. or whatever.
Yeah, all y'all. I remember.
Yep. And then we got, like I said, then we went on to warships.
Mm-hmm.
What was your like while you was in there? Do you feel like you grew any? Of course you did, because
I grew a lot. Honestly, I think the growth was just from like a healing process because I talked so many things out that I've never even talked about with family members or like some of my closest friends, and I don't know why I did it. I feel like maybe because we're all just trauma bonded already from red light, green light. I just felt more comfortable opening up and telling people about like my life and how I've been, all this other stuff. So like something as simple or something that people think is as simple as like giving a hug is just, I've never done it. Like I don't like being touched by people and I've never really been truly affectionate with people.
Wow.
And I feel like being in the game, something just like the dam kind of broke.
Yeah. And you know, it's crazy part. That's almost like what you're describing is like a phobia in itself. Like people don't like, you know, like the anxieties of people touching you.
It was bad.
You know what's crazy too is that when I did meet you, I did get a sense of that just a little bit. Not a lot, but it was just a little bit. But when you let loose, you let loose. Mm-hmm. But I said, you know, you got a few different kind of energies with you. Mm-hmm. And that was a little piece of it. It was still a little piece of it still left.
Yeah. It's like I'm trying, but at this point I've realized it's something that I can't force. It has to be truly organic. Mm-hmm. Because never in my life, 5 days before I went to the games, not even 5 days, 3 days before I went to the games, it was my birthday. Mm-hmm. And I went out with all my friends. I was living in France at the time. So I went out with all my friends there, and they already knew, like, hey, she's going on a vacation. I told them I was going on vacation. So when they were saying goodbye to me, like, we all like had our own, like, we all have a separate handshake for each one of our mates, because I just don't, something about like hugging is just terrifying for me. Yeah. But once I got in the games and I started meeting all these people and experiencing all these things, I was like, oh, well, like, I feel like there's no other way to show you how much I actually care about you than to just like allow you to embrace me and to me embrace you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's opening up your life, opening up your heart, opening up emotions. Mm-hmm. But I'm opening of you as the person that you wanted to be.
Mm-hmm. And it took 27 years to do it. I mean, at least
it happened. Yeah. It happened. That's good for you. Oh my goodness, that's really good. Yeah. Because I can imagine, like, the feel of another person or just being there for energy when that person really loves and cares about you, and you're not really that person that allows them to give that same affection to you and want to give you. And it's like, I can't even know how to feel about it. But yeah, there's so many people out there that like that.
It was rough. Like it has affected relationships in the past. Like I've never really even hugged my family. Yeah. But like even to this day, like I'm not hugging my sisters, but it's not because like I don't love them or anything. It's just like just punch them instead. Like I don't know. It's just how we grew up. But and like romantic relationships, like I'm not a physical touch person. I'll just be like, why are you touching me all the time? Like, get off. Give me my space.
Yes.
But now it's different. Like, I'll hug more. Like, I'll let people hold my hands more. Like, I don't know. It's really
look in the mirror now and you say, dang, I feel so light.
I do feel a little light. I do feel a little light.
I feel light because when you allow that thing that's been blocking you for all these years, it's almost like either not less to a cloud, but it's definitely something like it's something that shadows you. Mm-hmm. And you see other people doing it. And the fact that you even consider allowing yourself. Yeah. That's the first. Mm-hmm. The fact that you even acknowledge that it's a situation in itself. Yeah. That's the first. Yeah. When you do that and you hear yourself, okay, I want to do better. I want to do that. Mm-hmm. And you do it. Yeah. I know. I've always wanted to be that kind of person. Like even looking, like, it might sound silly, but like watching TV and seeing people just hug each other, it would make me sad. I was like, why can't I do that? Mm-hmm. Like what is stopping me from doing that? And I would try and I was just like, no, I just feel genuinely uncomfortable. Like I would start having like anxiety attacks. That's what I'm saying.
Please, like no.
And look at you now.
And now we'll hug your hand. And I'm not gonna say I'm a hugger. Actually, I take that back.
She a hugger.
I hug.
Yeah, you hug. I hug. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Did you have to heal from anything when you got out the game? Like, did you have to?
Yes. So it took me a few months to pretty much forgive myself for certain decisions that I made in the games. Mm-hmm. I took it hard when, obviously, I lost, but I took it as hard as I did because I feel like I brought 8 people down or 7 people down. I forget how many exactly, but I brought them down with me. Mm-hmm. I took away their chance at life-changing money, and I know how badly I needed it and I wanted it, but knowing that it's my fault that they had their time cut short, it really, really did me in for a little bit.
Have you talked to any of these people since?
Yeah, I talk to them all the time. So Figgy and I still talk, Daryl and I still talk, Chad and I still talk. Yeah,
that's perfect.
And they're so supportive.
That should have helped you a little bit in regards to, recovery.
Yes.
And it did, right?
It did. It did. Because I made up this story in my mind that everyone was going to hate me because of it. And I wouldn't blame them at all. I would not have blamed them. But they were just so warm and loving towards me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just cost you some money.
Yeah.
If you don't care. Yes. Figgy gave me a book later that night because she knows that I'm an overthinker.
Yes.
So the book is actually, I think it's called Stop Overthinking or Don't Overthink It. And it just made me feel so good. I sat there, I read that book, I cried in the shower for a few hours, then read the book, and then we all just went out and
hung out and got it over with and done.
Yeah, but it took about 3 months for me to really
Forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And just kind of realize that shit, this is honestly my thing. What I'm gonna tell you my cheat code. My cheat code is what's done in the past, I can't go back and change it.
Yeah.
But how I relate to it in my present moment, meaning like, per se, the situation happened, like your situation, right?
Yeah.
I can't change the way it just happened. However, I can change the way I feel about it.
Yes.
Meaning I could change my emotions toward it or my behavior toward it. Meaning like, well, I can't change it. What I can do is apologize, let these people know, and I can receive their conversation. And also, what I also can do is basically, forgive myself.
Yes.
And then when I start forgiving myself, I mean, not to sound cocky or confident, but, if you love yourself,
Yeah.
it don't matter what has happened in your past.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing matters is the way it affects you in this present moment.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my child. My chick goes, I can change it. That's already done.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be pissed off at it. I'll be upset about it, consistently and bring it to my future and never let it go. The longer I do that, the more depressed I'm gonna feel.
Yeah.
I don't like that energy of depression. I don't like that energy of anxieties. I don't like any of that energy.
I hate it.
So I learned that a lot of things gonna be. It is what it is in the moment.
Yeah.
So
That's become more my motto now. Because I think it's just because I've always been super competitive, been an athlete. So I put more pressure on myself to perform well and do well, whether it's academically, in relationships. Like I always just want to be the best that I can be. And I've been a captain. So like in sports, and I'm like, I feel a sense of responsibility for these people. So I take it really hard when I feel like I let people down.
yeah,
But
people just like
yeah,
we got opinions, we got assholes, we got all that. But honestly, when we don't worry about other people, we don't have to worry about smelling their asshole. We just smell it.
that's very true.
Watch
Watch your own.
You're concerned about your own cleanliness and detox your own way.
Yes.
Let it go so you can then help them.
Yes.
That's one thing. Let it go so you can then help them. Sometimes helping ourselves is the best thing we can ever do for anybody.
Yeah.
Especially when they're involved with something that we had we had something to do with,
Yes.
it involves us. So yeah, nah, man. Tell me, were you do you consider yourself an inspiration?
I hope so. To be honest, I don't know if I've inspired anybody. I would hope that I have with things that I've done in my life. I hope that I can inspire people. My whole purpose in life is to help people all around the world. That's why I love traveling. That's why I love learning new languages. I love learning about new cultures because all I want to do in this lifetime is help people.
Yes.
Started with, of course, my people. It's my family.
Yes.
But that was my whole point for going into the games. I was like, I just need to finally be able to help someone, help as many people as I can.
And that's what you was gonna do.
Yeah.
And what you gonna do with the money, right?
Yeah, so my mom, she's been permanently disabled since I was, I think, either my end of my freshman year or beginning of my sophomore year in high school. And it's been really bad. Like her health has been rapidly declining for a while now. And right before I went to the game, she actually had the worst stroke that she's ever had. She's had several since her first diagnosis, and that was the worst one. And then it's like, oh, you've been accepted into Squid Games. I was like, oh, thank God. All right, we can pay these medical bills, get out of debt, and I can actually like get her the help that she needs, and like not from a public medical insurance standpoint. Like I can really get her to some specialists and like get her all the help that she actually needs. And that's why I went to the game so hard, because I was like, this could be a matter of life and death. She was in a really bad way. She recently just started walking again. And this is almost a year ago. So it's really good. Yeah. So the holiday that just passed, she was actually up walking around on her own with her little cane. Like we of course made like the old lady jokes, but
Yeah.
it's good to actually see her doing well, even though I didn't win. Because when I lost, I thought like I took all my whole platoon out. I probably just like killed my mom, like because I can't afford to like. Yeah, I was doing a lot. I was doing
He was definitely not in the sun. He was, he was in the clouds somewhere else.
Under the ocean in the darkest
Right.
parts, like the deepest depths. I was not okay. So that's why it took me 3 months to really, because I put so much on the line in my mind, but I didn't realize that my life wasn't going to change.
Absolutely.
My life was exactly the same. That was kind of the bad part. I was like, oh, well, I would love to be a millionaire. But even if I did win, I wouldn't get the money until like a year
Whenever
later.
it come to you, you still gotta wait.
Yeah, so if it was really meant to be for me, then it would have happened.
Absolutely.
So I just had to come to terms with, your mother still loves you. Mm-hmm. She's still here to this day. So everything kind of worked itself out, I believe, the way that it was supposed to.
It really did.
Yeah.
Anybody inspired you on the show?
On the show? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I heard so many great stories. So many people who did what I wanted to do, just like helped people.
Yes.
Like Perna helped people. There was a girl there from Cameroon. She was talking about like refugee stories, and I was just like, these people are like truly inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
They're like true warriors out there, just really doing great. And then other people, like Chad, like even coming a little, but Chad is really, he's the friend that I never expected to make in this lifetime.
Yes.
I was like, I don't think that we would have ever spoken to each other in real life. Like, he's a lawyer, he lives in Florida, tall, like, I don't even know. Like, I was like, what do we have in common?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I told him all the things, like, about my mom and how I wanted to, like, buy my family's first home because, like, we've been homeless so many times. And, like,
John Cliff.
yeah. I was like, he just always was there to uplift me and reassure me, like, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. And if you can't, and if you find yourself stuck, just call me and I'll help you. So that was inspiring because it was like, oh, well, maybe I can make friends that are genuine and they come from the weirdest places. Like prison, which is called the Squid Game. Yeah.
And you did it. You got through it. You did what you could do.
Mm-hmm. Did all that was meant for me to do.
Exactly. All you could do.
Yeah.
That. What was your did you talk about any of your sad stories when you got on to get on the show, or did you get on the show? What was your video like?
Oh my gosh, one video. I had just come from the gym. I was like, let me just do this. I had no true feeling that like I'll get on, because in my mind I was just like, it's a reality TV show. They're gonna pick who they want to pick, whatever. So I sat down. I was like, you know what? Let's be lighthearted about this, because yes, I have a sob story. I could really tell.
Just get keys. She got better. She got made better. Listen, she's be real bad, but she's much better.
Yes.
She's doing a lot. You did a lot this year.
I did. Getting over my fear of cats. I'm doing a lot.
I'm like Squid Game, the challenge. I done a lot for this young.
Yes.
Phobias in all kinds of ways. Literally.
I'm just, I'm evolving every day.
You're accepting that. Oh yeah, what was the question? It was a question in regards to your video.
Oh, my video. Yes. So I had just come back from the gym and I was like, you know what? I could give him a sob story like everybody else is probably going to do. But let me just make it lighthearted, because I don't like to be sad. I hate being sad. It is the worst in the world to me. So I had my dog on the couch and I was like, hello, this is my 15-year-old dog that has a vet visit every week. He's costing me $8,000. We just got 2 tumors removed from him. I was like, my boyfriend just broke up with me.
It's not funny, but it's like, it's kind of, but keep going.
I was like, my boyfriend just broke up with me like 2 weeks ago. Like, I'm probably going to be homeless again. My mom was like in the hospital, but you know what? $4.56 million could really help me with that. So put me on the show. That was
you may line up it a little bit.
Yeah,
like it what it is. Life, pretty much.
Because you can't be sad all the time in life. So I was like, why am I just going to like make these people depressed with their day?
Yeah.
Might as well just make them laugh a little bit.
Run through it.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, all this stuff is happening to me. Oh, and on top of that, I'm about to be homeless and now I'm single. So
that was tough.
Yeah. It was a rough time.
It was. You got to been there. Do you feel like your life has changed? Well, better yet, the brownie that went into the show, who was she?
She was someone who actually needed to be isolated from the rest of the world. She needed to realize that it's not up to you. You can't control everything. Stop trying. Like, let it go. Let all the hurt, all the pain, even all the sob stories that have happened in life, let it go. Because it will block you from meeting great people. It will block you from doing your absolute best, which you are trying to do anyways. And it's just too much for one person to bear.
Setting.
It's just too much.
It is. Who's the brownie now?
The brownie now still tries to let the control thing go.
Still working on it.
Yeah, still working on it. But I have allowed myself to be more affectionate.
Good.
And like, don't be afraid to love people and let them love you back, kind of thing. Don't take on, even though you have the responsibility of helping take care of your mother, don't let it weigh you down. Because it's not something that should be a weighted vest. It should be something like, I'm going to do this. It will get done. She's okay. But don't stop living your life.
And I'm going to say, I'm pretty sure your mother doesn't want you to stop living your life.
She does not.
I'm also sure that she would not be wanting you to be like, you know, look, Brownie, I gave you life, yes, but I don't want you to have to live my life through your life either. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to live. I think she'll be happy about it. Remember, just take care of yourself first.
Yes.
You take care of yourself first, you can then go take care of everything else you need to take care of. And when you do that, you're going to find so much more joy in it. Because I remember when I used my child, my son, you know, when I remember one of the things he was like, he said, Mom, he said, why don't we never go to the park? And I was like, and I was going through depression. And that was probably one of the few times in my life that I remember going through depression. He was like, Mom, why we stop going to the park? And I looked at him and I said, I don't know, babe. So I remember, like, once, because he said he was like, I don't know, like 5 years old.
Yeah.
As soon as he said that, I had to say to myself, why did we stop going to the park? Not knowing that I was in depression. So I got up and we got to moving.
Yeah.
I realized I had to take care of myself first so that I could take care of him. Because he's such a kid, he didn't know anything. He didn't know what he was saying. He was just trying to find why we're not having fun anymore.
Yeah.
Why are we not living anymore? So that's how I took it. And so I was like, damn, I need to do better. And I did better for me. It wasn't for him, it was for me. And I kind of lived through that way. I've been living that way for a long time, living for myself. So then I can take care of other people.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, that's the one thing about it. Your mother understands that. So
She does.
the weight bearing that you put on yourself, don't let it weigh you too much because it's not where you think it should be.
Yeah. Yeah. And she tells me all the time that she's super proud of me for doing everything that I do. Because at this point, my siblings just call it side quests. So I'm just doing a bunch of side quests.
Is that your life now?
I think my whole life has been a side quest. I don't even know what my main path is. I have no idea. But now I'm enjoying the ride.
Yeah, see, it's a totally different kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely. So now, instead of you just riding, you enjoying the ride. You're attaching that feeling.
It doesn't feel so much like a roller coaster anymore. Now it feels like a joyride.
Yeah, like I got my hands up.
In Lamborghini.
Yeah, hey. I love it. And that's the thing. Is like now you're learning to live. Laugh.
In love.
And love. They call it corniness, but it's true stuff.
Yeah.
It really is. And I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Let me see. Make sure I got all my stuff out the way. I pretty much did. I don't think I know anything. I don't have anything else really to ask you. Words of wisdom for anybody out there.
Oh, I hope this is a wise one. My grandmother used to always tell me, of course, love yourself before you love anybody else, which is what I feel like you've been reaffirming, which is why I'm like, she was on to something, that lady. But also that you can't tell people on what degree to love you. So allow people to love you, love them back to whatever degree that you can, and just do not close yourself off because you have no idea what opportunities and what blessings that you're actually shutting out. So just let life happen. Through the good, the bad, all of it. Just let life happen.
Beautifully said. A little bit. I mean, that was well said. Really nice. Well, guess what, y'all? It's time for her to die. Oh, she already do anything. Dang, good job.
Was that really?
That's how you do it. You better do it again. You want to stand? You ready?
You want me to stand up?
No. You
No.
start right there.
Okay,
You do it
babe.
again?
Yeah.
Let's go.
This has been so fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here for me, because I definitely appreciate it. I love seeing your journey unfold in front of my eyes.
Thank you.
I've seen it. Definitely thank you for giving me this part of you,
Yes.
being a part here. Well, guys, all things Squid on Tronda Talks, grow to inspire. Till next time, subscribe, something, and have a good time. Till next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.